Hi guys, I'm Rod, and in today's video we are looking at the Godox VL150 Video Light, a cheaper alternative to the industry-leading Aputure 120D2. But is it any good? Let's find out. It's brighter than my future. For some time now, Aputure have been the go-to light brand for indie filmmakers the world over. Their hallmark range of quality products have separated them from cheaper offerings. Well, that was until now. Godox have entered the chat. Paperclip has also entered the chat. No Paperclip, I'm fine. Thank you. No, I'm fine. Introducing the Godox VL series. Now, if you're looking for something with a little more grunt, the Godox VL series comes in 150, 200 and 300 watt configurations. The only real difference between each of them is the maximum wattage. So you can take everything I say here about the VL150 and apply it to the 200 and 300 respectively. Well, you get the Godox VL150 LED Video Light, a control box, a 4-pin XLR cable, AC adapter with cable, wireless remote control, Bowens mount reflector, protective lamp cap, carry case, and of course, a manual. Now, I purchased this package from Amazon, which included a bunch of extra goodies. 5 color cloth filters that fit neatly over the Bowens reflector, 1 BD04 barn door with honeycomb grid, 4 color gel filters in red, blue, green, and yellow, and 1 2.8 meter steel stand. If you're interested in this bundle, there will be a link below, so be sure to check that out. So the Godox VL150 is powered by DC power, or you can power it off V-mount batteries. Maximum power consumption is approximately 150 watts, hence where the 150 comes from. The color temperature is a fixed 5600 Kelvin. At 100% light brightness, with a reflector, it pumps out 61,000 lux, while at 100% brightness without the reflector, the bulb pumps out 6400 lux. CRI is rated to 96, while the TLCI is rated at 95. The light can run from 0% all the way up to 100%, and its operating temperature is between -10 degrees and 40 degrees Celsius. It supports up to 16 channel support in groups of 6, that's A, B, C, D, E, and the total weight of the light is just under 2 kilograms. The VL150 is a lightweight compact LED light. It's suitable for just about everything, including videos, portraits, still life, and location photography, just to name a few. It features a whisper quiet fan and an integrated Bowens style reflector mount, making it compatible with a wide array of light modifiers. If you're a photographer, you will love the included slot to mount an umbrella at the front. Additionally, I love that you can mount the light from a lighting grid in an underslung configuration. Another excellent simple addition is the included retractable mounting loop. I prefer this tenfold to the sometimes awkward strap system that Aputure have. The VL150 has a high light brightness and fairly accurate color rendition. Also, the dimming is pretty good. You can seamlessly step from 100% brightness all the way down to 0% without any notable jumps in brightness. The VL150 light body is operated and powered from an external controller, keeping it compact and lightweight for the most part. The control box contains a single V-mount battery plate and an LCD display with simple controls via a command dial for adjusting the light body locally. It features an antenna for the included wireless remote and a Bluetooth antenna for using the Godox Photo App, which is free for iOS and Android. The VL comes with a standard remote control that's able to control a set of these lights within 6 groups and 16 channels wirelessly at 433 MHz. Now, I've only got one VL150 to test, so I'll have to take Godox's word for it on that one. You can choose to power it off V-mount batteries, but honestly, I'd only ever do that if I didn't have access to mains power, as even a 160 watt-hour V-mount battery won't last very long on 50% brightness gain. The actual rigidity of the VL carry case is pretty good. It feels sturdy, and the simple rectangular shape means that you could easily stack a pile of these together for storage or for transport to a shoot. I've already used the VL150 on a few interview shoots, and I can happily tell you that the fans are whisper quiet and the light never got overly hot, though this was kind of expected being an LED sensor just like the 120D2. Having a Bluetooth app is a nice touch. If for whatever reason you don't have a remote and can't operate the light settings locally, you can do so via the app. Well, that's how Godox marketed it. In reality, it was a hassle to use. Initially, it asked for a password that I didn't know, and I had to search around to find the password to be able to even access the damn thing. Then, once I got the app going, it was far from intuitive. It locked up randomly and would put the light in idle mode, which effectively turned the light off. Now, that's a deal breaker in my line of work. It would have been nice to have a solid app, but it was nothing but a nuisance, and I won't be using it again. I've already mentioned the horrendous app, so I won't go into that again, as it really is an auxiliary offering. Being much cheaper than its competitors, you'd expect the light to be a lower build quality. However, for the most part, this was not the case. Where it does fall short is in subtle little areas that more established brands have clearly spent more time on R&D. One example where R&D falls short is the Bowens mount opening. The actual opening for the 3-prong Bowens light modifiers is only just big enough to fit the actual 3 prongs in them. There's no wiggle room, which can waste time on getting it exactly right in tight spaces. While we're on shortcuts and cheapening things, the V-mount bracket doesn't feel as robust as the Aputure 120D2. It feels more plasticky and cheap. Now, I don't have any V-mount bricks on hand to test this out right now, so I can only go off how it feels to the touch. It's just a bit cheap. Also, while the control box is much lighter, and I do love the pop-out handle, I would have preferred that they integrated the power brick into the design rather than having a separate transformer and cable that will inevitably get in the way, particularly if you want to extend the light to its maximum. It'll just dangle against the stand. Another shortcoming is the remote. It takes AAA batteries, but none were included in the package. Now, I can't honestly remember the last piece of electronic kit I bought that didn't include the required batteries in vacuum sealed plastic. Again, this is a minor inconvenience, but it's something worth noting all the same. I wish the VL150 had adjustable color temperature as well. These days, most video lights have a range from around 2700 Kelvin to 7000 Kelvin, so that would have been nice to have that option with the Godox VL series. That being said, 5600 Kelvin is bang on for the most part, and certainly suitable for interviews and other piece-to-camera content. Aputure is fixed at 5500 Kelvin, so really that's fine for most applications you'd use the light for. Also, there are no included lighting effects unlike the 120D2. Personally, this doesn't bother me as I don't really need lights to do fireworks, candles, TV flickering, etc., but it's worth mentioning for those of you who do want those features. Other than those tedious issues, the light is excellent. When you consider that it's less than half the price of the Aputure 120D2, it really does make you think if you've been spending your money where you need to. I for one know that I need to be more frugal since my industry suffered tremendously in recent times. I'll let you guys make up your mind as to which light has better brightness, color, and dimming from these quick tests. Should you buy the Godox VL series light? I think this is a relatively easy question to answer. The build quality is surprisingly good, and while there are a few shortcomings, it's impossible to ignore the price. For an asking price that's less than half of what Aputure want, you can afford to shell out and get a couple of Aputure light domes, or say a second VL light for your kit. This isn't to take away from Aputure, honestly I love them, and much of this video was filmed under the glow of the 120D2. But if you're frugal folk, the Godox should be on your radar. Well, that about does it for me today. If you found this video of value, please do leave a like. It actually does help this channel out tremendously. And if you really like my content, why not subscribe? Oh, and of course, ping the bell so you never miss a video from me. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Ping the bell, ping the bell. Shoot the glass. Best Christmas movie.